Well, hello, welcome to Tarot to a T. Today we're going to do mid-March 2023 for the sign of Gemini. And if this is the first time to my channel, welcome. Glad to see you here. And if you're returning, you're fantastic. Thank you so much for your support. And we're going to open up a general inquiry. Okay, there we got one. For Gemini for mid-March 2023. I also want to mention I'm going to start doing extended readings, but I cannot possibly schedule every single sign for an extended reading at this time anyway. Hopefully that'll change here in the near future, but what I want you to do is go ahead and like the video if you're interested in seeing an extended reading for your next reading after this one. So it'll be starting in April. And I'm probably going to take the two signs that have the most likes on the videos and do those two extended readings. And they'll be available on Vimeo. Okay. Also, a big thank you to subscribers and anyone who has donated to my virtual tip jar, which can be found at the bottom of the description box. And we are almost through your cards of advice here, Gemini. Whoop. And we'll just jump right into it. Okay. Let's see what's going on for you. Jack of Diamonds. Could be dealing with a younger earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. If not, you're experiencing some kind of... Sorry. I'll get some tea here in a second. Some kind of sudden wealth or abundance that's come your way, and you're a little inexperienced maybe how to budget it, how to plan for it, how you want to start taking care of things, you know, that sort of thing. If not, it is a person younger than you. The Seven of Hearts. This could actually be about relationship. Again, with a younger earth sign. This is about somebody letting you down and you experiencing some kind of pain or heartache. It's usually around a person, not necessarily, but I mean, we don't usually get our heart broken in a work situation. You know, we may be, resentful or angry, but I tend to see this more as around a personal interaction, something that happened between you and another person, and you're experiencing that pain and loss. And it could be with that younger earth sign, certainly. The Queen of Spades could also be dealing with an air sign, or this could be you, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. This could be you, actually. I think you're not speaking to them. You're not communicating with them. If you've heard me talk before about the Queen of Spades, she tends to hold back. She's very reserved. It's painting a pretty clear picture so far, if this fits your situation. Again, this is a general reading, so if it doesn't fit your situation, that's fine. Don't make it fit. Just come back and visit me for the next reading. But people may not know how you're feeling about things because you're like in that hermit mode. I kind of see it that way. 5 of Clubs, 8 of Clubs. So there's some kind of change that needs to happen in this relationship. 5 of Clubs talks about the need for some kind of renovation. The way things are going, it's not looking like it's moving forward. Instead, it's stagnant in some way. There's some kind of stuck energy around it. And the 8 of Clubs is you trying to decide how to do that. It's at a crossroads decision. You could also be stuck on some ideas about how things should be progressing or how to change the situation. And I'm not going to say end it necessarily. I'm not saying that card is not showing up that you need to walk away from somebody. But you're definitely feeling this pain. You're definitely disappointed in some way. Pretty sure it's around that earth sign. And I just want to mention, if they're not really younger than you, they just could be less mature. And that could also be how you're perceiving them. But there is some kind of change that needs to occur here, and that's what you're looking at in mid-March, unfortunately. And you're kind of at a crossroads, so I don't think you've done it yet. Let's go ahead and ask for more cards. I'm going to get some tea. I think the incense sometimes makes me choke. I like Nag Champa, but sometimes it irritates my throat. So I don't always use that one. But I did today. The black and white Joker. So things are very up in the air. That's very much along the same lines as the Eight of Clubs, of being stuck trying to make a decision, but it's also the Fool card. You don't know how this is going to turn out. You have no clue. That's about not knowing what lies ahead, how it's perhaps going to, I don't want to use the word, it sounds kind of harsh, but how things are going to go down. You know, it's like the big event that's going to happen. But I think it's something that you're going to have to initiate, and perhaps that person's not going to take it well, and perhaps you know that. Kind of picking up that. The Three of Clubs. Yeah, there's some kind of struggle going on here. Now, the threes usually denote some kind of being pulled in two different directions. At least two different directions. Could be more. And the struggle and the fight is involved in that. You're fighting against going either way, because maybe the two options you're looking at here aren't ideal, and they're not particularly good outcomes either way. And so you're kind of fighting against that. I mean, this is the inevitable, right? Especially if things have been stagnant. A lot of times we don't want to face that. We don't want to face the fact that we have to make a change. It's like, unfortunately, it's human nature to want to stay stuck because it's easier. Not because we're enjoying it, but because it's easier. Especially if you cohabitate with somebody. I've been through that myself, where you have to separate your whole life. It's a pain in the butt. And when you think about it, and you're still with that person, and you're thinking about all the things that have to happen for you to separate everything, it's overwhelming. No doubt. It depends what country you live in, but I know in North America, you get entangled with somebody financially, and it's just, there's a lot of hoops to jump through and more headaches, you know. Personally, I don't like dealing with any more. I already have a lot more on my plate than I don't need extra circumstances like that coming in. But anyway, enough about me. You are desiring that closeness to this person. I don't think you necessarily want to walk away from them. This is about desiring connection and harmony and balance. And it is usually about one person. It's not about like a group situation, like a work situation. I don't see anything about employment, work wrapped up in this. I think this is between you and somebody else. Some kind of earth sign. And if they aren't an earth sign, they might just have that strong earth in their chart. Maybe it's like in their Venus or their Mars position or their moon. You're determined, though, to follow your heart in this situation and embark on some kind of new direction or new start. New start is the generic term that we throw around, but it's about going in another direction, clearly, against what you would like to see happen. I think ideally that you would just like for this to all go away, but you're stuck here because you know you have to make a decision. And that being stuck on an idea or an outcome could be all wrapped up in what I was just saying a second ago about not really wanting it to come to this, but it's inevitable. That pain with the Seven of Hearts is coming from this fact that I think you still desire this closeness with this person, whoever this is. In other words, you don't hate them. You know, they haven't become a staunch enemy in your life. Sad. I think I have been in that kind of bind before. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and look at your cards of advice. Some kind of achievement, though, you've completed here. Not sure if it has to do with the relationship necessarily, but you've reached some kind of satisfaction, some kind of contentment. It's being highlighted here. I don't know if the achievement is that you feel like in relation to this relationship that you feel like you've done the best you could. And that could be the satisfaction in knowing that you really gave it your best. That's what I'm hearing. Like somebody feels like they know in their heart of hearts they did everything they could. Wow, another 9. Wish fulfillment. So this is your advice. So what I'm picking up is when you make this decision, whatever change that needs to happen, it's going to fulfill you on a deep level. And I do think it's tied up with this Ace of Hearts and not compromising your values or whatever you're strongly being pulled in a direction that you're being pulled in. That's very much in alignment with some kind of deep fulfillment here. So just keep that in mind as we progress down the line here. The 8 of Hearts, you are being encouraged to get out there and socialize and or spend time with family and friends, people you know that you have a connection with, that you care about, that they care about you. There's also a potential with 8 of Hearts to meet someone significant. I just will mention that. You may not even have that on your mind. And again, this may not be about you leaving somebody. Just some kind of change needs to occur. You know, putting your foot down. But the significance of the 8 of Hearts is that you need that support and that good energy around you. I think that's what we should focus on here. I'm not seeing that you're separating and you're looking for love. But the 8 of Hearts actually does kind of speak about when you put yourself out there and you do this socializing, you're going to meet somebody significant. Then often when you meet that person, you may not know it, you know, from the first meeting. But what I'm trying to say is it progresses over time that they become significant or it becomes more obvious to you. But this all centers around you needing to communicate in some way, Gemini. And I think this communication, it ties back to whoever this Jack of Diamonds is. Whoever you're seeing who's less mature than you. Again, that strong earth energy around that. The communication needs to address this change that needs to happen. You're stuck somewhere in this relationship and you're not saying anything. And you're holding back here. This person may even think that you are thinking of leaving them. I'm also picking that up. So yeah, it's kind of obvious that this would head this way, but the advice is that you need to communicate. It's going to restore the harmony and balance in whatever form that is. Even if that harmony and balance is things are different now and this is the change that has to occur, you know, it's not going to be the same relationship it was. But it's going to be balanced in the sense that things are now out in the open and those changes are being made. Very, very clear. More cards of advice, please, for Gemini. Wow. Ace of Diamonds, Ace of Clubs. Both denote new starts. Ace of Diamonds talks about you desiring to up your income in some way. Perhaps pursuing some kind of side hustle, starting an online business. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to change jobs, but you are desiring to increase your abundance. And the Ace of Clubs talks about acquiring new skills or knowledge, information that's going to help you probably achieve that Ace of Diamonds. So perhaps that's the focus going forward after this change occurs, after you do this, you go through this communication, and these changes occur in this relationship. You would be well advised to pursue Again, focusing on your finances can serve as a healthy distraction. It can become an obsession with some people, so I will warn against that. I think I had another reading. I don't remember who it was. The emphasis on it was that they were focusing too much in that direction and not taking care of their own pain, for example. They were using it to stuff their feelings down, and that's not what you need to do. But it's a healthy alternative to obsessing and being idle. What's the thing about idle hands is the devil's work or so. You don't want to just be sitting there spinning your wheels thinking about this all the time. Whatever has transpired here, you need a healthy distraction. And work is certainly, or finance, I should say, abundance is certainly helpful to most of us. Six of Hearts. There are opportunities going to come up for you to meet somebody significant. Certainly could be romantic. It could also be meeting a person that becomes a very good close friend or a business partner. It's very optimistic, considering that something needs to change in a relationship you have here. It's very significant to you, obviously. We don't tend to be hurt by people that don't affect us on a deeper level. It's all about those expectations that we have. Even what we consider casual connections. Sometimes we have those expectations of people and they can still hurt us. But I think this goes a lot deeper than a casual connection, because there's some discussion that needs to come out. And the Two of Diamonds, very nice. So this is about balance and harmony in your finance. I see that is where you're headed, especially if you focus on your abundance and increasing your abundance, increasing your net worth. How you do business. Perhaps it is a change of employment. Perhaps that's also on the table for you. Around the stagnancy. Like, the stagnancy doesn't have to necessarily just be about the relationship. You could be feeling stagnant in general. Stuck in a rut for too long. And the decisions that need to be made around that. I am going to end the reading there because I feel like I have a very clear picture and answer for you as far as what is going on here. The communication seems to be highlighted. But making this move is going to satisfy a deep desire in you. So just remember, no matter how hard the decision is, this is truly what you desire. You need to go in this direction to follow your heart. And it is going to be a hard decision. Not trying to negate that. This is somebody who has meant something to you for a while. And again, I keep hearing that you don't really want it to turn out this way. This is not the outcome that you were hoping for. But that discussion needs to happen. I'm sorry to say, Gemini, dealing with some hard things in mid-March 2023. But I hope I gave you some things to think about, maybe some options. You were inspired and some options came to mind as I was going through the reading. Thank you for joining me. If you would like to see when the next reading comes out, don't forget to hit subscribe notifications. Also want to remind you to like the video if you're interested in seeing an extended reading for your sign starting in April. And, there's also that virtual tip jar. I don't like to put that out there too often. I just want to remind you that it's there in the description box. And I don't want to be annoying about it, but I feel it's my duty. Thank you in advance if you're able to do that, okay? I will see you again soon. Take care.